Today is still a hot day. I have a few other things that I did on the Papa Ben's vlogs. If you guys want to check them out, search on YouTube Papa Ben's vlogs. And hopefully when I get some time, we'll see how that goes, I'll have links down below to them as well. But what we are working on today is Victor Hugo's Les Mis, or Les Miserables, or The Miserables, or, yeah, I know, there's lots of different ways to say that. We're on chapter 2. We were just introduced to the bishop that came in. So let's go ahead and jump in and see what's going to happen next. The bishop's palace at Denis was next to the hospital, a beautiful, spacious stone structure. It was built around the beginning of the last century by Monsieur Henri Puet, a doctor of theology of the faculty of Paris. Abbé of Simur, who was bishop of Denis in 1712, the palace was truly sumptuous. There was an air of grandeur about it all. The bishop's apartments, the reception rooms and bedrooms, the vast courtyard surrounded by arcades in the old Florentine style, and a garden planted with magnificent trees. The dining hall was a splendid long gallery at ground level, opening into the garden. The Monsieur Henri Puet had given a great banquet on July 29th, 1714. The Archbishop Charles Boulet de Genlis, Prince of Embrun, Antoine de Misery, a Capuchin, and Bishop of Gracie, Philip de Vendôme, Grand Prix of France, the Abbé of Saint Honor de Luynes, Francisco de Bertin de Guillen, Lord Bishop of Venice, Caesar de Sabern, de Forquin, Lord Bishop of Glendoveer, and Jean Serene, priest of the Oratory, preacher in ordinary to the king, Lord Bishop of Sniz. The portraits of these 7 reverend persons decorated the hall, and this memorable date, July 29th, 1714, appeared in letters of gold on the white marble tablet. The hospital was a narrow 2-story building with a small garden. 3 days after the bishop's arrival, he visited the hospital. When the visit was over, he invited the director to come with him back to the palace. "Monsieur," he said, "how many patients do you have right now?" 26, Monsieur. "That is what I counted," the bishop said. "The beds," the director continued, "are closely packed together. So I noticed. The wards are only small rooms and are difficult to ventilate. So it seemed to me. And then, when the sun does shine, the garden is too small for all the convalescents. That was what I was thinking. Among the epidemics, we've had typhus this year. 2 years ago, we had military fever with 100 patients at times, and we didn't know what to do. It's a problem." "What can we do, monsieur?" the director asked. "We just have to resign ourselves to it." This conversation took place in the dining hall on the first floor. The bishop was silent a few moments, and then he turned suddenly toward the director. "Monsieur," he said, "how many beds do you think this hall alone would contain?" "Your lordship's dining hall?" exclaimed the director, stupefied. The bishop ran his eyes over the hall, measuring and calculating. "It will hold 20 beds. he said to himself. Then, raising his voice, he said, "Listen, Monsieur Director, here's what I think. Obviously, this is wrong. There are 26 of you in 5 or 6 small rooms. There are 3 of us in a space enough for 60. That is wrong, I assure you. You have my house and I am in yours. Give me back mine and this will be your home." The next day, the 26 indignant patients were installed in the bishop's palace, and the bishop was in the hospital. Emmanuel had no property. His family had been impoverished by the revolution. His sister had an annual income life estate of 500 francs, which in the church residence sufficed for her personal needs. As bishop, Emmanuel received 15,000 francs from the government. The very day he took up his residence in the hospital building, he resolved